great 4 or 5 man movement by the Polish side, and there's then coming outside Chris Waddle across into the middle, and really Tchaikovsky anywhere in the right hand side of the goal it would have been in. Peter Shilton making a good save, but it was a nice height for him to get across to.
Home crowd in pretty good voice, and with reason to be, but with half an hour gone, a third of the contest, it remains 0-0. The balance of the play is hugely left to right. Marek starting another Polish attack. There have been many of them and of different style. Free kick is given against Pierce. And Nawrocki. Turned by Washika. And Chaubert looking for a second opportunity as he couldn't control the ball, but there was no appeal and no justification for one. Lineker. Rare English moment of possession here. Ends by Nawrocki, rather a blind pass by Peter Beardsley, who gets back, but the free kick is conceded. Really wasn't up alongside Nawrocki when he tried to get the challenge in. Wasn't quite as quick as Polish television showed us. Washika. Tarasiewicz. Great strike from Kaczmarek. And the anticipation of a goal among the crowd can really be felt. No free kick for the challenge on Lineker, who turns in disappointment. Kozetski. Tarasiewicz. Coming on the right and showing us he can hit them with that foot as well. It's from an awfully long way out. That was a good 35, maybe even 40 yards, that shot. He's quite happy to come either side. That was the previous shot, which was very well turned away by Peter Shilton. Once again, Trevor, it's a story of Shilton putting out the stops when they're needed. Robson. By his standards, he won't think he's been called upon to do anything too impressive as yet. Leg stays down, and Baku comes to the feet of McMahon to concede not the corner. Well, the linesman indicating the goal kick, but the referee says no corner. The linesman's flag clearly indicated that it should be a goal kick. Good piece of goalkeeping. Good running too by McMahon, who beat any attempt at offside. Spread himself well to the big goalkeeper. And in the end, it seems that the communication between the Spanish linesman and the Spanish referee worked, but not to England's advantage.
Still trying to work that one out, but it was just a brief respite really for England, because they have really been on the rack, and you can understand the Polish crowd getting behind their side, because they have been playing some super football.
Robson trying to get Rocastle in. Walker coming across. Andrzej Strelau, now the manager of the side, a former player with Legia Warsaw, was also in among the coaches of the Polish side in 73-74 under Jan Gorski. He was the manager then, I remember, and Jacek Demott was the coach. And together, not only did they put England out of the World Cup, but they finished in 3rd place. I think they repeated in 82 in Spain. Tended to be rather written off because they went out, didn't qualify for the European Championships, but it should be remembered they lost in their group to Holland. Went on, of course, to win the European title. Beardsley for England, Rocastle for England, and Lineker having to pull back, and gets the pull back, but nobody challenging. Talasiewicz. Free kick given. Whistle's predictable. Robson's challenge. To a body check and not much more. Czerkanowski, Krzysztof Pasika, both on the 18-yard line alongside Kozetski. Back. Really a very generous 10 yards. Czerkanowski couldn't get there. Walker did. Badovchik. Space here for Krzysztof Pasika. Czerkanowski takes over, looks for the curler. Another good stop by Peter Shilton. They've all been at a nice goalkeeping height, but even so, he's had to keep them out. Very clear attempt. As Czerkanowski took over at the curler. And the corner has been taken and produced no danger.
To playing all the midfield players for Poland is certainly working. That was Tchaikovsky, who's playing right back tonight. There's certainly, that wasn't the curl of a right back, and everyone looks so comfortable and technically good on the ball. That's the impressive thing about the new look Polish side.
Interesting, in fact, Trevor, that he, if you look at the club records, is the only one who will put himself down as a defender. And he's been coming forward as much as anybody else. Pasika of Gornik. I think the other Pasika could have taken that first time, but he might second. That's a corner. If he'd taken it first time, he had a clear shot. And the corners are mounting. Number 6 for the Poles. Twist and turn. Came off the second defender, not the one who was trying to get the tackle in. Worrying times continue for England. Butcher concedes another. And 6.5 minutes of the first half still left on the watch. Kozetski. Ball was already out. Kozetski turns in disappointment. In his 14th cap, 23 years old. One of the players from Legia. Peter Shilton. It's 1-1-1 this evening. Brodsky. Lineker. Rocastle. Robson. See very few combined movements from England. Preoccupied with defence, and really they've not threatened Baku, except, if memory serves me well, a shot from McMahon, and indeed the follow-through from McMahon with Baku diving at his feet. This is Nawrocki. That's a foul by Rocastle. Pasika. Gilbert trying to change the angle of the attack, but he asked a bit much.
Main reason England haven't been able to get them forward is that Waddle, Rocastle, the wide people, and McMahon, Robson, the central midfielders, have been so busy helping out defensively. They've never been able to get forward to support Gary Lineker, really, and Peter Beardsley, and it really has been attack against defence.
So I don't think there's any question, is there, that England are playing defensively. They aren't being offered any choice in the matter. Butcher to take the free kick. We're inside the last 5 minutes of the first half. In fact, Walker takes it. Waddle. Both sides appeal. The referee looks at the linesman. It's the home side's ball. Trickery from Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky bringing Baku into the play. Ashika. There's Marek. That could be a gift. Beardsley. And he barely had the time to undo the string before he was challenged twice. Beardsley both on the ball. England at the moment have only 2 players forward. Now 3. Third arrival is Butcher. And a chance for a cross here from Waddle. It's well claimed, but it was a good cross too. It had Butcher coming in behind the goalkeeper. But Baku is a big lad, coming up to 6'4". Bashika. Dobchik, the skipper. Kazetsky, good challenge by Walker. Tchaikovsky again. Tchaikovsky comes short for it, so does Vashika. Vashika goes away down the middle. Tchaikovsky in the inside right position. Quite happy to keep possession of the Poles until they can see the opening and change the pace. Be wondering why they didn't play like this earlier in the competition. Might have been in with a real shout. Major difference between away and home form. But the side has been changed so much. Lineker. More promising for England. More space here for Waddle. Nawrocki trying to get back to close it down. Only committed 2 up, now 3. It's a testing one again, and Baku has to recover. Free kick is going to be given against Rocastle.
A couple of promising breaks by Chris Waddle. This one was trying to get his toe underneath it that little bit more, but he did have to stretch all his 6'4" to get to that. Brian Robson it was, coming in at the far post.
Again, the starting point of the Polish attack. 0-0. We're inside the last minute of the first half. Chaubert.
Well, the first half really, it does keep like this. England players will walk off knowing they'll be probably greatly relieved to be all square. Defence have played very well, always just got the leg in the way, battled well. Peter Shilton made some vital saves, but I think they've got to think about getting forward more, you know, just to relieve the pressure on that defence.
Chase again, and Butcher turns and has a little discussion with Shilton, who initially started to come but went back. It was Kozetski in the challenge. That was the moment you just saw Shilton starting to come forward. Now playing the time the referee allowed really for the injury to Brian Robson. And there wasn't too much of that to allow. So we reach half-time in the Snaski Stadium in Wrocław. And the score in this World Cup qualifying match is Poland 0, England 0.
Well, Jimmy and I have now been joined by Bobby Charlton, and you missed about the first 3 minutes, but since then you've seen Poland all the way, really, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, I've been very worried, I must admit, watching that and all the chances. We're dependent a lot on Peter Shilton this afternoon. It just seems that everybody seems so lethargic. They're going to people without putting the foot in, trying to win the ball. I think the mere fact that a draw will be enough to get them through seems to be on the mind instead of being positive and going forward and beating them. Because I don't think they're a great side, these, but any side, given space and time and especially around the 18-yard area, you know, is going to take advantage sometime. You can't keep letting them have shots and getting behind people.
but they have been in danger that first half, Jimmy, haven't they? I mean,
Well, they
it's
have
really been
indeed.
all
I think
Poland.
they've given us a football lesson. I think they've had the capacity to take on a man, not frightened when they are close-marked, and they've beaten the man first and then started the movement going. They've done that continually. Their shooting has been excellent when they've had shooting chances. I mean, the lad should have a whip round for Peter Shilton tonight. Otherwise, you know, we would be in desperate trouble.
He's had his ups and downs against Poland, but he's had his ups today in that match, without a doubt. We'll develop those points a little bit later on, but first let's show you what happened in the Group 6 match in Dublin today between the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. The Republic are in green shirts, and the commentator is Tony Gubber.
Oh, O'Neill away by Mick McCarthy. Well, Michael O'Neill so close to getting his second goal for the North. Now Fleming. O'Neill again. Good ball in. He's missed it. Oh, Bonner missed it. And Robbie Dennison was the man who couldn't quite put it into the Republic net. Clark. And Moran back to Bonner, and now the Republic can settle down, because that was a let-off. O'Neill who burst through. The shot was blocked by Bonner and hooked away by McCarthy. Fleming. And MacDonald penalised for pushing in the penalty area. Well, it's been tight. It hasn't been particularly attractive, John. But as you said, perhaps the best chances have certainly fallen to Northern Ireland. And it'll be interesting to think what Billy Bingham's words will be to the team at half-time.
I think Billy Bingham will just say, carry on as you're doing. Really, Northern Ireland don't want half-time to come, because Jack Troughton could organise the Republic team and make a few changes. But Northern Ireland seem completely in control at the moment for getting a result.
Whelan. Oh, Whelan. Quick thinking by Ronnie Whelan as Dunlop punched the ball, and he didn't get enough distance. What quick thinking it was by the Liverpool player. Staunton who hooked the ball in, and maybe Dunlop was at fault here. He was under pressure. He didn't punch the ball far enough. Ronnie Whelan was so quick to see the opportunity and right in by the foot of the post. Donaghy's header. Clark lays it back to Whiteside. Dennison gets around Morris, chased by Houghton. And that'll be a corner. So a good start for Northern Ireland. Corner in the first 30 seconds. MacDonald and Mal Donaghy have both come up from the back. Whiteside shielding it, tries to turn around Staunton. Back to Wilson on his right foot. Dennison! Deflected. Certainly appeared to strike somebody, and it may well have been a teammate. Sheedy with the second corner. Away by Whiteside. Whelan. Beautifully played out to Sheedy. Inviting left foot. Cascarino! Tony Cascarino's 5th international goal has put the Republic firmly in the driving seat against Northern Ireland. It was a beautiful cross in by Kevin Sheedy, and Cascarino, who had a good first half, out-jumps the defenders and puts it wide of Dunlop. And this is brought away by Ronnie Whelan. MacDonald, Aldridge, Houghton. And Chris Morris is streaming up on the right, the fullback. Faced by Worthington. Chipped up for Aldridge! Oh! How close can you come without actually scoring? Staunton. Cascarino. Townsend. Nice ball. Houghton, no offside. Looking for Aldridge, and it was Worthington. And they're being pulled ragged at the back. And if this carries on, there's every sign of more goals for the Republic. Sheedy with the corner. Oh, off the post this time, Aldridge. He wrings his hands in despair. McCarthy's there, and now safely to Dunlop. Well, John Aldridge, disappointed to have only netted once in his 26 outings for the Republic, but he's been so close here on 2 occasions. McCarthy. Cascarino. Houghton. Townsend showed too much of that, did he, to Maldonaki. Morris. Townsend looks around and finds that he's got space and time. Sheedy. Houghton. Oh, beautiful goal. 3-0. And the whole of the Republic join in noisy celebration. It's all over now. Republic of Ireland 3, Northern Ireland 0, and Italy beckons. And Jack Charlton's Republic look as if they're going to go there in real style. Good little bit of footwork by Houghton to get free of his marker, and then drilled it wide of Dunlop and just inside the post.
Well, 3-0 is how it finished. The Republic are in the finals if Spain win in Hungary tonight. Let's have a word now from Ireland manager Jackie Charlton.
Probably the lads were over-motivated. You know, and we didn't settle in the first half. Northern Ireland settled in it much better than we did the first half. But the second half, I thought the little bit of quality we've got in one or two of our players and their passes start to show. And I thought we finished up a bit fortunate to win 3-0. Maybe the game should have been 1-0, 2-0. But, you know, I don't want to go through that one again for a while.
Jack's a top man for over-motivating. Well, of course, Hungary plays Spain tonight. If Spain were to win that match, which is in Hungary, then the Republic definitely go through. But one more point will absolutely clinch it for them. We'll be back on BBC Two in just a few seconds to continue with England against Poland. Vici, it's Poland 0, it's England 0, and as we've been saying, if you've been with us on BBC One, it's been all Poland in that first half. Bobby Charlton and Jimmy Hill here with us to, we hope, enjoy the second half. But Jimmy, Shilton had a marvellous time in that first half, but it was chances all the way for Poland. Let's have a look at one or two of them, shall we?
Yes, it was a first-class goalkeeping performance, but also a first-class shooting performance. I mean, they were nearly all from distances. This is a left-foot one. He was allowed too much space here. Bob and I were talking, you know. They're chasing back to try and cover him, but no one's getting out to him. Look, they get out too late. There are 3 players there, any one of whom could have closed that ground. But look at that, a left-handed save. That was hooking inside the post there, and he only got it with the end of his fingers. Yeah. There wasn't much.
It was fingernails almost, that one, isn't it?
Yeah,
just about tipped it away.
So, I mean, that was bad defence because they were letting him run at the ball, and we had men to spare there to go towards him. And he was allowed to run, what, 10 yards to the left there without being closed.
At the start of the programme on BBC One earlier, we picked out the Celtic player, Czekanowski, who's been playing really well. And we were saying, weren't we, that he's a man in form, and he certainly looked it today. This was the second good chance for them, and he was involved.
goal scorers, when they're, you know, as fluent as this guy, he's the one that comes in with a header, a good cross, pulled back square, and look at that. Shilton's rushing back into the goal and runs into the ball. And as Trevor Brooking said, if he'd put it back the other way where he'd come from, he'd had no chance whatsoever. Yeah. But you know, it's desperate stuff, and every England player, almost without exception, looks leaden-footed.
Well, Bobby, you used to hit them from a few yards, and this guy, Tchaikovsky, interesting name, has been hitting them from a few yards too, so let's perhaps ask you to pick up these efforts.
Well, the England players always seem a little lethargic in midfield. I think to go there is enough, but running onto a ball like that, a big lad who obviously can clout it, you know, it's dangerous, and we've been giving them far too much space. The pitch is nice, it's nice and smooth, they feel confident in shooting. Maybe there's a little bit of grease on it as well, so it's going to be very skiddy and difficult for the goalkeeper. And they've tried the best, you know, to utilise it to the full. But England have given them so much space and time.
Same guy again.
Again here, we've got plenty of players, but none of them does anything positive and tries to actually win the ball. And a lot of space and then a chip to the far post, bent round, very difficult for Peter Shilton. Fortunately, he's in top form and was able to push it away. But given far too much space to these players, and they're not bad players, they'll capitalise if we're not careful.
Yeah, we haven't seen much up front from England, Jim.
No, Peter Beardsley's having one of those days again, where his sort of delicate little passes are just going to
when he's off, they're off, as you said at
exactly.
the beginning.
And there's nothing else. Lineker's control is not exceptional when he's surrounded by a number of players. They really have given us a football lesson in every department. The mystery of it is, and it's not the first time, that when England have been together for a number of days, they seem to come out asleep.
Shouldn't have that Saturday off, you reckon?
Well, we can have a look at the one player who has looked lively and has looked, Waddle.
Yeah.
He had the possibility of breaking through on 2 occasions, put a bad cross, and then put a very good cross for the second one, which very nearly brought the goal. But he was there to go past people, and he did it beautifully. And this was a subtle cross. He chips it up very high, beats the keeper with it, you see. Can only get the end of his fingers, and there's Lineker claiming that he was pushed. Or is it Brian Robson there? It's Brian Robson there,
yeah. Captain
Captain Marvel in on the far post, trying to get into a goal-scoring position, claiming he was pushed. But that was the one time when one of our players has looked fresh and fit, and in the same league as the Poles. We were saying beforehand, or I was, that we, to them, are the glamour team. They're the ones that have showed the glamorous football in that half.
Indeed.
I don't think that they can believe how bad England are actually in the space that they're given. We're all playing as individuals, and when you get an individual, a good individual like Waddle, he can really perform. But everything seems to be just as individuals. There's been no build-up. There's been no pattern of play. They've given possession away so easily that I bet the Poles can't believe how easy it's been.
Well, they're putting the wind up us, aren't they, Bob? Really, because we desperately need that point. Otherwise, you've got to rely on other teams in the group and other groups. You know, it all get a little untidy.
We always seem to have to go to the last match, and we're all biting our fingernails, you know, and they could make it so much easier if that attitude was right from the beginning, and they got about it. Because they're a far superior team to the Poles. We've got better players, but the attitude just doesn't seem right at the moment.
Bob, you can't say that on the first half in the way that they played. The Polish skills were so much better than ours in the way that they played. To say we're superior, can be superior to them, we haven't shown it, have we?
Well, my opinion, Jimmy, is that they're better players. And if we try as hard as them and we play together as well as them, then we'll beat them easily because we are superior. We're giving them too much space and time, and we are playing as individuals. We have to get together, and we go up together, back together, and make sure that we make it as difficult as we possibly can for them, because at the moment we're making it too easy.
Jack had the answer, saying that when his team played badly in the first half, they were over-motivated.
Yeah,
That's very clever, that is.
Right, that's a good line, that is.
Bobby will copy him, but they were over-motivated, so they couldn't move.
Let's pull away from England just for a second, Bob, and ask you to give us the latest news from Old Trafford, because you've been involved in all the business there over the last few weeks very much. What's happened? Is Knighton pulling out now, or what?
Well, it's been Manchester United has been in the spotlight so much. You know, it's nice to be able to say that it seems as though that Michael Knighton isn't going ahead with his purchase of the club, and it's back to normal. And I'm glad that we can get back to a bit of normality.
What does that mean, Bob? Does Martin Edwards will remain as chairman?
Yes, he'll stay as chairman, and Michael Knighton will come on the board. And we'll have to see how it goes from there. But
are you happy with Michael Knighton coming on the board?
I'm happy that the club is stabilised, yes. But I'm glad that we can just get down to actually running a football club instead of being kicked, the club being kicked about as it has been. I'm glad that it's settled down.
Yeah. Are you likely to be a future chairman? I mean, it's been...
No, it has been voiced, but I've nothing to say on that subject because I've no ambitions in that respect. If someone asks you if you would like to be, then you have to say yes, but I've no ambitions in that respect. And nobody's asked me, so it's not relevant, really.
Thanks for putting us in the picture.
You lose your hair.
You give your advice to him there while we go back to the match, Jimmy, because we're all set for the second half. Barry.
Yes, Poland have just got the match underway again, attacking the goal.